Mr. Salve, Hindenburg is therefore daring Gautam Adani and the Adani group to sue them in the United States. Hindenburg is saying to Adani that if you believe that the allegations we have made are malicious, malified, then sue us in the United States. I come back to it. The market at the moment seems to be not buying the Adani story. They are, like it or not, buying the Hindenburg story, Mr. Salve, and that needs the response.
So let me answer that as a lawyer straight away. See, the market is going to buy anything bad which you say about people. Bad news is always good news. You're a journalist, you know that. Bad news sells best. But let me tell you, suing them in America, an American court will ask, if you sue them in England, today if I was to bring an action on behalf of Adani against them in England, the English judge would say, where is the impact felt most? Now the impact is felt most in India. So he'll say, that's your natural jurisdiction to sue. Mm-hmm. He may have published something from America, but its impact has been in India. So India is the natural jurisdiction to sue. Now, the trouble is you bring a suit in defamation against them here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen? Indian courts don't take defamation seriously because they have far more pressing work. Mm-hmm. So this is where people get away with all this in India. And we need to fix this.
No, 1 minute, Mr. Salve. There are now reports by Forbes magazine virtually suggesting that there is a suggestion that Mr. Adani and his group may have used group money to fund their follow-on public offer, which they eventually called off. They've suggested, therefore, that there are companies which were named in the Hindenburg research that could be part of this conspiracy. Now you've got Credit Suisse and Citibank, no less, saying that they will not use Adani bonds as collateral. Are you telling me today that Credit Suisse, Citibank are part of some larger conspiracy? Why not accept that this is a crisis of confidence and credibility above all else at the moment?
Of course, let's be very clear, Adip. Let's not shy away from this. Mm-hmm. Today, when there is an FPO coming, and the timing is perfect, you have an FPO coming, this is the best time to throw ink. No. So you throw ink, and you create this kind of a smoke. The shares tank. Now, if the shares tank today, obviously, till the market continues in this volatile condition, there is bound to be an erosion of confidence. And this is true of life. Generally, this is true particularly of corporate balance sheets. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation and trust. It takes a moment to destroy it. For the present, they have thrown ink on Adani and the world is seeing it. Immediate impact you see on the stock market. The retail investor is rattled. So the retail investor starts offloading. And this is like a run on the stock. It's like a run on a bank. It's a run. So markets collapse. For the next few weeks, the shares will tank. They will try and control it. The share will tank. He has done a wonderful thing by withdrawing the FPO because the retail investor should not suffer. Now, these allegations will be investigated, will be thrown out in the fullness of time and the confidence rebuild. But in the meantime, Hindenburg gets away with it. So that is the problem which we have to see. I'm not saying they're wrong to get away with it.
No, Mr. Salve, let's look beyond Hindenburg. Credit Suisse and Citigroup, these are global gold standard companies which are seeing risk factors today associated with the Adani shares and therefore not taking their stock as collateral. Are they also part of some larger conspiracy theory? I'm saying you've got to look beyond calling these constantly conspiracy theories.
I'm sorry. This is bound to happen. If there is a question mark on the underlying shares and the ability to pay dividend, the upstream bonds will become risky. In the short term, of course, they'll become risky.
But you see,
that's how the integral system works.
The fact, though, is that you've seen a peculiar situation in the markets, more than $100 billion lost in share value. That hasn't happened too often. I don't recall when. Going forward, isn't it time for the market regulator, for SEBI, to speak up, to come out clean, ensure a clear, transparent, independent investigation? The government has not spoken. Finance Ministry doesn't speak. SEBI doesn't speak. The fear also is, Mr. Salve, that because Mr. Adani is seen as so close to the government at the moment. The opposition doesn't even believe that the government will allow for a free and fair independent inquiry, because the belief they have is that they claim, at least today in Parliament, that Mr. Adani and his group are propped up by the Modi government.
From 1914 to 24, I've never heard the opposition saying there can be a fair inquiry in anything, including be it Rafael, be it that. So let's park that, and we have elections coming up. So that has its own momentum. I don't get into the politics of the situation. I personally feel SEBI has the Hindenburg report. SEBI has the Adani reply. SEBI has the strength. They should call Adani and say, sit down. I want an answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your answers. Work 72 hours non-stop and come and say, yes, there are areas of concern, or say, no, this report is a nonsense. What is the question of investigation? These are all matters which are available on corporate records. And if anything is not there, don't believe it. If something is there, look at it. 72 hours is enough for SEBI to come with a first blush report. Everything doesn't require a long, drawn investigation. I mean, it will work beautifully well for a political party to keep this fire burning for 1 year. But today, you have a large industrial. I mean, you may for the opposition party, Adani may be a sacrificial goat. Doesn't matter if later on he's exonerated. But these big assets are created. There are stakeholders in these assets. So SEBI must, in 72 hours, come up with, yes, we think there is something in these allegations, or no, we don't think there is anything in the allegation. That is how you instill confidence in investors. Not for SEBI to go in the hiding and say, oh, we will do a thorough investigation over the next 4 years. No, you must know by end of the week or by middle of next week.
So you're giving us an important...
Hindenburg has a point, but it doesn't have a point.
So no, you're giving us, therefore, an important news point. You are claiming that there should be now a 72 hours time-bound investigation where the Adani Group is made to answer those allegations, which SEBI could put, the report could be put out. The question, of course, will be, given the proximity of Mr. Adani to the Prime Minister, do you accept that any such report will only carry weight if it is made public to restore investors' trust? Otherwise, it will be seen as a face saver.
100%.
Make
Let
it
me
public.
add one more thing. It has to be a reasoned report. It can't be a yes or no. The report must say allegation, response, prima facie, we have seen this evidence. Allegation, report, prima facie, we have seen these facts. No problem, we can do it. I mean, you know, as we say, the day is 12 hours and then you have the night. That's 22 hours. Work through the weekend, come by next Monday, come by Tuesday. And tell the investor, don't panic, by Tuesday we will make a report. And tell you if there is any truth in any of the allegations, and to what extent and in which allegation. And I'm not saying you give a conclusive adjudication. But today, there is a list of allegations. Adani has given a point-by-point reply. Look at it. Because SEBI is meant to control markets and instill confidence in regulators in the market.
And you are telling me that the Adani Group is strong enough for it now to recover from what's happened in the last few days? Do you really believe that the Adani Group has those kind of assets that it can actually go ahead and treat this as a bad dream only?
Let me tell you very clearly, I am professionally involved with the Adani. So I will not say, I think it is. But let SEBI talk. I think they have an answer. But I have not investigated. I've not looked at it in detail. I've seen their point-by-point reply. They seem to have answers to it. Let SEBI sit down and have a look, and they are the best equipped to look at it.